When people think of accessible presentations and meetings, they may think of things like, the font size in their slides or subtitles in videos. But when we talk about people with disabilities, we're talking about more than just people with visual and hearing impairments, correct?
Correct. Absolutely. So, I mean, we can sort of start that conversation by recognizing that disabilities range in incredible ways. So when you talk about things like providing alt text for images or captions for videos, we're talking very specifically about typically people who have a visual disability or a hearing disability, for instance.
Mhm.
But when you're in a setting for a presentation, for instance, you might very well have someone struggling with other types of challenges, or the environment in which the event is taking place might create barriers for other types of people. And some of these things might be as simple, say, as someone having a learning disability and trying to read what's on the slides that are being presented while someone is talking, and having to deal with both influxes of information coming towards them and not being able to do that, or too many content, or too much content on the screen, and making it impossible for the person to be able to focus on what the presenter is saying, for instance. Or it might be someone like myself. So I'm colorblind. So if the slides present information being presented through the use of color, and that's how you associate information, pieces of information together, someone like me can very easily miss the point, and not be able to fully appreciate or understand what is being conveyed through that information. It might be, in the case of someone on the autism spectrum, for instance, one of the typical traits that we recognize through research that seems to be common across people who are on the spectrum would be that colors that are too brightly contrasted, that are too stark, will be triggering for them. So for someone like me, I mean, I would want to have better contrast, but if those contrasts become too big at some point, for some people it might also become an issue. So there's a lot of things like that that you can sort of think about. And then when it comes to just being able to like absorb the information, consume the information that is being shared with you, for a lot of people, being able to process this as it happens might also be problematic or challenging. Therefore, another best practice would be to say, if you are going to present from a slide deck, for instance, being able to present or share that slide deck ahead of time so that people can actually learn and what you're going to be talking about, either to wrap their head around it, or just be able to prepare better questions so that they can follow up after you've shared your information. Those are just a couple of examples that we could think about.